What I do? Did I give you the? What I do? Did I give you the plea by mistake? I'm sorry.
I know you haven't given me the plea paperwork back.
What I do?
Who has the plea paperwork?
Oh, you had that plea paperwork? I'm looking at it.
It's not in the file.
Oh, it fell down here. I know I had it in my hands. Okay, let me initial real quick. You need to initial. Okay. Yeah.
All right, we're back on the record. In 2024 CR 1021. It's the court's understanding that there has been an addendum or an amendment or addition to the plea bargain agreement. And the amendment is as follows: that the defendant will be open to the full range of punishment if he fails to appear for sentencing. Did you understand that if you fail to appear for sentencing, then you will be subject to the full range of punishment, and that range of punishment is up to 20 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine?
Yes, ma'am.
And is that the agreement, the entirety of the plea bargain agreement, state
Yes, Your Honor.
defense?
Let me ask you some real quick, Your Honor.
Sure. We're not on the record, Diana. All right, we're back on the record. Did everybody understand that to be the plea, state, and defense?
Your Honor, that's a request from the state and the court. Talked to my client, I just talked to him. If you want to do that, just do it right. Yes, I can get the testimony. I can get the testimony. Yeah. Okay. Oh, that's just- Okay.
All right, so everybody understands that's the plea, state, defense?
Yes, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Now, with regards to the defense's motion, the defense is adopting a motion that has been filed. And it's a request for a PR bond or amount of bond that the defendant can afford because the defendant was confined for more than 90 days before the indictment. State, do you stipulate that the defendant was confined more than 90 days before the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. So then, you are entitled to a bond that you can make or a PR bond. Off the record, the defense counsel informed the court and the state's presence and with the defendant present that there are family members who can make a bond of $5,000. Is that correct?
Correct, Your Honor. The
All right.
family members in the back, I talked to them and that's what they said they could make.
All right, if you want to call a,
Second.
all right, if you want to call a witness. All right, can you raise your hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Brianna Wilburn.
I'm sorry, what?
Brianna Wilburn.
All right, defense.
Ms. Wilbur, can you tell me the relationship you have with Mr. Warrington?
He's my ex. We've been on and off talking. We haven't talked for about a little over a year before we talked again, and we had stopped talking for a while.
So
So
currently you and him are in a relationship? Okay. And how long has that been? You said a year, I mean.
yeah,
recently?
we broke up for a year. We got back together.
Okay. And you know why the judge will have hearings today in the court? As far as the bond?
For the most part.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Tell the court what kind of money you make.
I work as a home health caretaker. My mom, she's injured and she's medically she has to use a walker. I take care of her. I get paid every bi-weekly, if not every week.
And how much do you get paid?
Anywhere from 400 to 600.
And what you have housing expenses, and food and transportation expenses?
Yes.
Okay, and how much do you usually pay out on a month?
Well, I do the medical rides, so I don't really have to pay for those. Monthly, oh, shoot, I don't know, maybe. Yeah, I don't know.
Well, let me just ask you this, like, after the month's over, how much do you have money left? What you made?
A little over 1,000.
You have $1,000 left each month?
All right, you need to respond either yes or no.
I'm sorry.
You need to respond yes or no.
And I'd asked you earlier what kind of bond you could afford, and you told me it's $5,000 a month. And why did you say that?
Because right now, the money, I still have to pay my rent and the money's,
That's what I'm asking.
Yeah.
After your rent, what can you afford?
yeah, the $5,000 bond, so the 500.
That's well. Because you said you had $1,000, make sure after you pay your rent and everything else.
Yeah.
Okay. So you have enough money left to pay, would be $500.
Yes.
Can you afford that?
Yes.
Can you afford anything more than that?
Maybe I might be able to, yes,
Might be, but you're not sure.
yes, because I have to, all the other payments.
No further questions, Jimmy.
All right, let's go off the record for a moment. Can you stop video, please?
Yes, ma'am. Audio too? Yes.
I guess it's just, so how did y'all come up with the $5,000?
I'm sorry?
My name is Hank Wilkins, I'm one of the prosecutors.
Okay.
And so what we're trying to give the judge information about is the bond amount that Mr. Warren is making. You're gonna help him do that, right?
Yes.
Okay, so how did y'all come up with?
Well, me and his brother are, yeah.
And his brother, okay. So how did y'all come up with the $5,000?
Well, I still have my car payment and my rent payments that I have to, so I have to, like, I added in all my expenses that I have to take, subtract that from it. That's how I came up with that.
Okay.
Yes.
And what's his brother gonna put into that?
We haven't fully discussed that just yet. We were about to before I had just called up here, so.
So the $5,000 is just something that you. I guess I'm just kind of fuzzy on how you came up with that.
What do you mean?
How did you come up with that?
Like I said, I had to subtract my expenses, like my car and the rent. I have my dog that I gotta take care of. I need stuff for myself, stuff for the house. I gotta subtract all those expenses too.
Thanks. I'll pass it with this one.
All right. And I'm sorry, what is your full name again?
Brianna Wilburn,
How do you spell your last name?
well, it's BRYANNA.
BRYANA
NNA.
NNA. And how do you spell your last name?
WILBURN.
All right, thank you. Hi, can you raise your right hand?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth? So help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Athens,
All right, defense.
could you tell the court your relationship to Mr. Warrington next?
This man, I call my brother. I've been knowing him for like the last 15 years.
So he's not really your blood brother,
No,
he's
he's
a
not
really
my
close
brother.
friend.
Really close. One of my best friends.
And you say you've known him 15 years,
Mhm.
all right? And how do you know him?
Yeah. We were introduced to each other in Haven back in maybe 2010, 2011. He's been a friend ever since. His first day there was one of my first weeks there.
Okay, so you went to Haven with Hope and you had issues, okay. So the court, did you have any concerns? Did you have to work on any issues at Haven?
No, not really. I didn't stay at Haven too long. I became recently homeless there, and I kind of freaked out because I had no bill to streets.
Now, the court's trying to figure out what kind of bond you can provide and what can be provided. Are you willing to assist his girlfriend in putting money together for a bond?
Yes, my employment situation, I am a full-time employee at Coyote Ugly. I work 6 days a week, I make $16.50 an hour, and I can help.
Okay. But you have any expenses too?
Oh, I have my expenses, yes.
Okay, so how much free money would you have approximately at the end of the month?
At the end of the month, I don't know, it depends. I have a daughter that's in high school, it depends how much she takes from me. But usually I paychecks, but bring home between 11 and 12 every week. And weekly expenses, I might have 200 or 300 left over.
And you would be able to come up with $500 so that close to $5,000 bond, correct?
No problem.
Okay. And if the judge has some concerns about where he's staying, if we got released on bond, would you be able to stay with you?
Staying with me, I don't know about this. Staying with me because I stay with my daughter. their
Oh,
mother,
okay,
but
okay. Just wanted to ask.
adequate situations, I can find him, so if I have to pay for a room, just him to be in, I could help it. I know Miss Boyd doesn't remember me, but 2010, I remember her from being in drug court. I'm one of Judge Glenn's people, so I graduated, so I do remember you back then.
Okay.
No further questions.
All right. Any questions?
Yes, ma'am. Hi, how's it going?
Thanks,
Ed
man.
Wilkins.
All right, no, my God, nice to meet you.
So we're trying to give the judge some information about what to set the bond now at. So how much do you think we can help Mr. Warren contribute to his bond?
I mean, depending on what she comes up with, basically is, I'll put in the rest or the 5,000 number, it was just a number he threw out there as a number. Yeah, we can do that. That's how we agreed upon that. It wasn't nothing discussed in length or calculated, tabulated, it's just a number that he put out.
So would you fair to say you could contribute like $500?
Contribute. I don't know if you see what's happening behind you. It seems like I might be doing more than just contributing. I'm sorry.
You know, at least look at my arm. No, I'm talking about my arm gets red.
Thank you. I don't have other questions.
Any other questions?
I don't have any questions.
All right. All right. Thank you so much for coming in.
You are not supposed to be- it's time to go, bro. Hey.
All right.
nothing Further on
No problem.
after what happened.
Well. All right. So this is what the court is going to do. Court is going to set the bond at $5,000. There should be no contact with Brianna Wilburn. You return back to court. Norma, if you can make sure that he, make sure that he gets a reset form. Let's see. And if you all just remain here, because they'll see if there's some items that she wants to give to you all, okay? All right, any other conditions? There's going to be UAs, random. And I'm gonna order 90 sober meetings in 90 days. And then, Mr. Warrington,
Yes, ma'am.
have you ever had any type of mental health diagnosis for anything?
No, I just seen mental health at the jail. And when I first came in, they put me in a 3-day, observation thing, and they let me out, and I've been a general pop ever since. And the lady who runs my REMS class, I just went to see her, last Friday, I believe it was. And she said she got me diagnosed with depression, PTSD, without suicidal, homicidal. I forgot how she worded it, but I mean, in other words, I mean, I'm good. I'm okay.
Well, I'm
with
gonna
it.
also order a referral to Center for Healthcare Services. So when you're released, you need to start doing your sober meetings, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
And you need to do a sober meeting a day.
Okay.
And then you need to, there's gonna be a referral for Center for Healthcare Services, okay?
Is that the one over there on?
It used to be on Brady, but it's not there anymore. Let me see.
Over Babcock, I believe that's from up around in that area.
Let me see.
Judge, are you gonna order GPS?
Just one second. Oh, no problem.
Oh. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. All right.
Jeez,
All right,
Not missing a layer.
sir, you have one that's on North San Saba. Also one that's on West Commerce Street. And then you have one that's on North Main Avenue. But if you call them, pick up the phone, you can call them and they'll set up an appointment for you, okay?
all right.
All right, and then we can do GPS, waive fees. And that'll be done through the jail.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Is that gonna be partial, Your Honor, or full? I don't know where-
I'll do GPS waive fees. GPS partial for medical appointments. And for work. All right,
Yes, ma'am.
That's fine.
Thank you.
all right, thank you.
I appreciate it.
Then you just sign
Welcome.
this. You just need to sign this.
Norma, I have no idea the answer to your question.
Okay, that's fine.
Dinah. All right, who's here for Timothy J. McCormick Johnson?
I am, Your Honor. Take the notes for Mr. Johnson.
All right, Diana, you ready? All right, court is calling 2024 CR 3084, State of Texas versus Timothy J. McCormick Johnson. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Jason Garahan, Your Honor.
Defense?
What heck analysis, Mr. Johnson?
And are you Mr. Johnson?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have you received all the discovery? Did you review it with your client?
I have and I have.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Johnson, I'm showing you what's entitled application for community supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Showing you what's entitled true bill of indictment. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We do, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
No, Your Honor, we're waiving the intention paragraph. Proceeding on the second degree.
All right, any objection?
No objections, Your Honor.
Showing you what's entitled court admonishments and defendants waivers and affidavit of admonitions. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you're charged with possession of a controlled substance penalty group 1, 4 grams to 200 grams? That's a second degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 20 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court doesn't follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you, and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea, you are giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
He has, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
He does.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
I do believe that, Judge.
Mr. Johnson, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at 10 years in the prison. There's a $2,000 fine. State recommends community supervision. There's no application for deferred adjudication. They're taking in consideration night mag number 757-662, 757-661, and there's to be restitution to SAPD for drug testing. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense, is that the plea?
It is, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea?
It is, Your Honor.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
They have not.
Outside the agreement, the state is requesting that your community supervision be for a term of 10 years. There'll be a TAP evaluation, 250 hours of community service restitution, and for you to be placed in inpatient treatment. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, ma'am.
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Yes, ma'am.
State any evidence
No objections, Your Honor.
showing you what's entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports? But most importantly, there be no live testimony. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. Court would defer, I'm sorry, you're not applying for deferred adjudication, so the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
We ask that the court follow the agreement with the state and Mr. Johnson wants to better himself. He's not working at present, but he'd ask because of this financial situation, the court probate the fine in this case.
All right.
And he's also interested in going to lifetime recovery, Judge, if that's possible.
Okay. All right, Mr. Johnson,
Yes, ma'am.
who is Ashley Hewitty, Hewitty Almanza to you?
I have no idea, ma'am. I don't even know who that person is.
All right, and who is Rudy Gomez?
I have no idea, ma'am.
And who is Mallory, Malarie Garza?
No idea.
All right, so how long have you been using drugs?
Methamphetamine, I probably started in my late 20s. I just turned 40 last November 4th.
All right, do you have any children?
I don't know, ma'am.
All right, who is your support system? You have mother, father, who?
No, I lost my mom I lost her 2014. I grew up without dad, my oldest 3. So it's really, I depend on myself, you know what I'm saying?
I'm sorry, you said you grew up without a dad and
Yeah, I
then,
grew up without dad, lost my mom December 26, 2014.
and so you're the oldest out of 3?
Out of 3, yes, ma'am.
All right, have you ever been employed?
I have.
Doing what?
Concrete. I work for, I don't know, I got a job, but my boss told me I need to get a phone, that way he can get a hold of me. Because like, he can't quite put me back in there, like he's gonna take the time for me to get back and work, because I've been in jail and all that stuff, and you know what I'm saying, but I've been on my boss for over 10, 15 years, and he's always been there for me. He just wants me to basically better myself, get a phone so he can get a hold of me, so he can get me back into work. And then
All right, this is what the court is going to do. Court is going to find you guilty, sentence you to 10 years in the prison, suspended and probated for 10 years. There's a $2,000 fine that will be probated. Take in consideration NIMAG number 757-662, 757-661. There's to be restitution to SAPD for drug testing, a TAP evaluation in custody, follow all TAP recommendations, a referral to felony drug court, although I don't think they will accept him based upon his history. And that's to be done in custody. There's to be no contact with the following persons: Mallorie Garza, Malarie Garza. Frank Medina. Ashley Nicole Hewitty, Hewitty, Almanza. Rudy Gomez Jr. There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. The UA hotline.
What is that, Judge, if you don't mind me asking?
Oh, that's where you end up calling in and they'll let you know whether they want you to test or not. 120 sober meetings in 120 days. Proof of employment within 45 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. Field visits one time per month until in treatment. And MIC evaluation can be done out of custody. Probation, is there anything else he needs? Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful?
I was asking to go to the lifetime recovery, but I don't know, because
All right, so here's the thing.
like I got through my chaps last time and
Here's the thing, lifetime recovery, that's a great program. However, you can't pick your own program. You know why? Because if you could do your own program and write your own program, we wouldn't be here.
Yeah.
So we're gonna follow whatever TAP recommendations they want for you. But I know it's gonna be a form of inpatient treatment and you need to be honest with them about that. Otherwise, you're not gonna be successful in probation. You understand?
understand that.
All right, I'm showing you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorneys? Did you understand it? And did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we can go off the record. Here's the thing. In order to be successful on probation in this court, you need to communicate. If there's an issue, let your probation officer know. If you feel like they're not addressing it, you can always come into court, okay? All right, you're welcome. Good luck to you.
Maybe it's now.
Yes. Who? Okay.